So I'm joined with Caleb from CK Studios, and we're on the Army Painter stand once again. Caleb, it's always a pleasure seeing you.
Yeah, it's great seeing you.
First time I ever saw you paint was at one of your workshops at Nova, and I was blown away by how simple you made it. And that's exactly what I want to talk about, is how do we get people feeling like painting is so simple? What would be like your number one tip?
Ooh, my number one tip?
Yeah, simplicity.
I mean, for simplicity, it's breaking it down into the simple terms, not overthinking things and not getting overwhelmed with the whole idea of painting, but taking the techniques you know and just expanding on those. So whether you're a beginner or you're advancing, as long as you take that core, those core themes, and that's what we teach, or those core themes, that's what makes it so simple feeling, is by advancing on those.
I just saw you apply a nice simple color with the airbrush, I think it was. You put some, like a nice Zenithal highlight down, then used another, I think, was it a speed paint you used to give it a complete, oh my God, the colors just popped straight away. And it was incredible to see. I've never seen it done so easily. But what is it that you love most about coming to these kind of conventions and expos?
Seeing everything, being inspired by everything. Every time you come to one of these conventions, you just, more ideas, the inspiration to paint more. I mean, we're just looking at these blood angels that this guy from Japan just brought in. I mean, amazing painting. Get all these ideas of what you can do, and then go back and take the products, take those skills, those core basics that you have, and build on those and develop into something more advanced.
Yeah. Oh, it's one of those things that you kind of, you leave, I said before, like you leave it tired, but you can end up in a place where you just go back feeling so much more like excited to paint because you've been around people that are like-minded, right?
Oh yeah.
What's some of the most commonly asked questions that you get?
Commonly asked questions? I mean, in the Army Painter booth, I get asked, what's the difference between speed paint and Fanatic paints? I've probably done that speed paint demo like 1,000 times this weekend.
So Caleb, what is the difference between a speed paint and the Fanatic paint?
All right, the difference between a speed paint and a Fanatic paint. You're gonna get my basic class now.
Get me my basic class, yeah.
We're gonna talk about, you know, our Fanatic paints are our more common traditional opaque paints. When you put down a yellow, no matter how many layers of yellow, if it's demonic yellow, you're gonna get demonic yellow. Maybe it'll go more opaque. With the speed paints, the magic of the speed paints is the more you apply, the darker and richer they get.
Okay.
So as we build those up, they're gonna create that mid-tone, that highlight, and that shadow. And we just build that over a base. Now that's the basic explanation. Then we'll go through and we'll do like a little demonstration of it and stuff like that. The speed paints, that's probably my favorite product. Obviously I don't use them how Army Painter has kind of developed them. I love the airbrush, and I'm airbrushing with everything. So those speed paints through the airbrush are like magic.
You showed me a technique where you were like, right, if you want to make your reds like super punchy, super vibrant, you showed me like the Fanatic paints, and then you dropped in a few little drops of the speed paint, and my God, it was like boom, color, and it was absolutely awesome. So is that something people should play around with, is because combining them together?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Like all of my painting, I'm combining everything. The air paints, the Fanatic range, the speed paints, and that's exactly it. The speed paints have so much vibrancy, so much pigment in them, that you just want to add there and just make pop and create light and value. A little bit of speed paint in there, or layering that speed paint right over the top like a nice glaze, just to bring everything up, pop that vibrancy. And yeah, they're great.
You mentioned about using the speed paint through the airbrush. Is that something that we can do then? What would you kind of put that over? Would you put it over a white, a Zenithal? How would you use it?
Yeah, we're gonna use that. I use it a couple of ways. The first way is like you're talking about, is putting it over like a Zenithal. You can just go and do like, you know, the whole slap chop idea. But you're gonna do that with the airbrush, or even a rattle can if you're not real confident with the airbrush. Just put that layer on, and then you just do light coats of the speed paint over the top. It's gonna tint everything. It's gonna create that color that you're putting in, but allow the light below to bleed through. So it's gonna speed up your painting. If you're painting an army, you should be able to crank through your basic armor values, probably 10 minutes of work to go through 50 models, like no problem.
So what you could do then is get one of the primers, build your army, prime it all, then maybe do a Zenithal highlight.
Yep.
And then just start putting down these tints and with the speed paints.
That's exactly it. It's just as easy as that. A shot through the airbrush, you don't have to adjust them. There's no thinning required. You just put them right in the airbrush, and you know, just away you go. Of course, you want to be a little smooth with the spray. If you just bury the model and put a ton of speed paint on it, You got to remember, the thicker the speed paint is, the darker it's going to get. So if you just flood the model, it's just going to be a big dark mess. But if you lightly build that color over it, that speed paint over it, you're just gonna get vibrancy.
Love it.
It's awesome.
Well, Caleb, thank you very much.
All right.
That is absolutely awesome.